YouTube. So it's Nikki D, and it's Sunday, and it's time to get a little desperate with our Desperate Housewives review for episode 2. You Should Meet My Wife, season 7. All right, so immediately, first thing I want to say, I wasn't too impressed with this episode. I felt like they did a lot trying to be funny, and it just wasn't funny. And again, these are my opinions pertaining to me, how I feel about it. I just didn't particularly like it. I think that the writers can do a lot better than this, and I would really like to see them do better than this. This is really disappointing me. And that's not something I say very often when it comes to Desperate Housewives. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm kind of hoarse today. I'm not feeling really great, but I'm going to do this review anyway. So if it gets a little slow, stick with me. I'm trying to keep it moving, trying to keep it moving. But anyway, so we start out with Bree. She's like horny as all get out. And less than after her fine hand repairman, who is I mean, he won't breathe so bad he could barely stand it himself. But they're doing this like harmless flirting thing back and forth, which I'd be looking at Brie like, girl, you are grown. What are you doing all this for? Anywho, so he bends over and me and her both was staring into that man's ass so bad that when she crashed into Juanita Solis, I got irritated that the bitch was in the way. Now you done took the camera off this boy's ass, who was so fine, but that's neither here nor there. So they take Juanita to the hospital, and Bree's like, I'm apologizing, apologizing, apologizing. Now, me personally, in my own opinion, I think they need to take the keys away from the Vanderkamp household because everybody in that house, except for Danielle, the village idiot, has hit somebody with a car. Bree has now. Andrew has. And Orson has. Like, this is like just a family of vehicular accidents. Like, who is giving out their driver's licenses? Anyway, that's just my opinion as it pertains to me. So Gabby still has not told Carlos about Juanita being killed by Andrew, or not killed, but ran over by Andrew. Not little Juanita, big Juanita. So, so she makes a mistake, and I believe it is a terrible mistake in this because this can come back as blackmail as anything. But she says to Andrew thanks her for not telling Carlos that it was him, and she makes, to me, in my opinion, the mistake of saying, "Oh, I never really liked her anyway, so you get a pass on that." I honestly feel that that's going to come back to bite her in the behind. Like that's going to be like somewhere down the road when she does tell Carlos, when Carlos does find out, they're gonna be like, well, she didn't, she said this or she said that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And Carlos is gonna be mad at Gabby. But anyway, Gabby is in the hospital, and the people ask if Juanita is adopted because Gabby and Carlos both have O blood types, and Juanita has an A blood type. And they said that you can't, get an A from an O. So then they like accuse Gabby of having an affair. Now this whole storyline I thought was stupid. I thought it was pointless. I didn't think it was funny at all. I thought it was really, and then like the continuity in this was really messed up because um, Gabby pulls Susan aside and says, do you remember about 8 years ago when we took that ski trip to wherever, and we were having dinner with that French guy and da 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 da. Basically, the continuity is messed up because when she got pregnant with Juanita, they didn't have money like that. They didn't have money to go taking ski trips and ski vacations and stuff. And on top of that, Carlos was blind. So you're having an affair on your husband, who you left in Wisteria Lane alone while he's blind, while you go skiing with no money. And so the whole thing just didn't make sense. It was just like some stupid, cheesy, um, just just stupid and cheesy, and it was bad. And so I mean, it was a time filler to me, in my opinion. I was just like, You know, it seemed like they stopped trying. So after that, Susan is playing the happy whore at home with who seems to be like her lesbian landlord. Like she starts like showing Susan how to, work it and grabbing Susan by her hips. Oh yeah, that's my girl. That's how to do it. It just seems like very lesbian play, borderline like girl. But I mean, Susan, honey, if you like it, I love it. Which you don't like it, so I don't know what to say. But um, Mike catches her in the act of this pornography type deal that she's got going on. This borderline pornography type deal that she has going on. He tries to like, he catches her, but he didn't know what she was doing, and so like he tries to like sleep with her. He thinks it's sexy. He tries to like sleep with her, but the camera's on, so she's like, it turns to this funny scene where she's like trying to turn off the camera, but like not alert him to what she's doing, and it just classic Susan, and it's funny. Then you have Lynette. Lynette. Lynette and Tom are having issues. And the issues are coming actually from the baby. And, originally I would have thought it would have been Lynette having some kind of, issue adjusting to life with the new baby. But it's Tom, the guy who, while she was pregnant, was like, why aren't you on board? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? And that hit me as like real. That was some really good writing, and I felt that that was really amazing. And the most beautiful line to me, he had one of my most famous favorite things. Is now going down as one of my most favorite things that he's ever said to Lynette, and that is Lynette, finally acknowledges that maybe she hasn't been the best wife, maybe she hasn't been listening to him, and maybe that she needs to do that. And so she tells him, it can be one or two ways, and I can, ha ha ha. She takes off and shows him her chest, and insinuates that they're going to engage in intercourse, and and she's like, or we can talk about it, and he's like, as beautiful as that chest is, how about we just talk? And as sexual as their relationship is, you don't really get that to see that side of Tom that you see it all the time, but it's something about the way he says it. And if you haven't seen the episode, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Then go watch it because he says it and he tells her. But it was like she expected him to say sex. Everybody watching it who's seen the show before expects Tom to say, "Let's get it on." But he doesn't, and he says, "Let's talk. I really want to talk." And it's just the sweetest thing, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. And however, there's a bit of drama. Uh-oh, Renee. Yeah, Miss Vanessa Williams' character, Renee, and Tom have some kind of history. What kind could it be? Did they sleep together? Are they sleeping together? Is this recent history or is this way distant past history? Like, what are we dealing with here? Did they just recently have an affair and now they're trying to, forget about it, move on, it can't happen again? Or is this something that is happening or that's happened way back in the past? And like, child, we can't tell her about that. That's different. But that's how the episode ends with Tom telling her Lynette can never know what's happened between us. And the whole throughout the whole episode, this whole episode, Lynette and Tom and her have been like in this little awkward circle where they've been talking, and Lynette wants him and her to stop talking behind her back, but she, of course, does it anyway, and it just disturbs Lynette. But Tom, then, it's whatever. But Renee is moving into Edie's old house. So we kind of have that little vibe going, that she's the new Edie Britt. Um, I hope they don't try to make her into the new Edie Britt. I hope they make her into the Renee so that they're not incorporating an Edie Britt into the show. They're incorporating a Renee, a whole new character with her own flaw. You know what I mean? Not another Edie Britt because you can't really redo Nicolette. And I think that'd be really cheesy and stupid of them to try to do. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. Are you excited about this? Do you think that there needs to be a new Nicolette, a new Edie Britt? Anywho, this is your girl Nikki D. This is us getting desperate. Hit me back. Talk to you guys later.